Welcome to the Get Your Healthy Life podcast, the space where hope, healing, and holistic wisdom come together.
And so what I do is just hold that space and allow that to untwist. And at the same time, I may get a knowing that says, it usually comes in the form of a question. Like I'll say to somebody, when you were younger, about the age of 10, did something happen where you were with a friend and, they hurt you, or you fell and hurt your arm, or, your arm got caught in something? So intuitively, I get those questions that come to me, and all that does is it helps to jog the memory, because when we have trauma, our subconscious mind sometimes blocks it out from our conscious living everyday life.
That's true.
We would be complete basket cases if we held on to everything that's ever happened to us right here in front of us. That's just, we wouldn't function, honestly.
Yeah.
So that gets stored back in that subconscious or unconscious. And so it just helps bring it forward for that moment when we're working on it. And that helps to release the trauma out of the body. And literally, it's like peeling an onion. So once we unwind that aspect of you, we do something that I call like soul reintegration. Because let's say you were in a car wreck, literally in that split second moment, there's a piece of you that sort of splinters off in survival mode, that's just innate within our brains. And so when you heal from that by unwinding the tissue memory of that trauma, you are actually bringing that little aspect of you back together. So this is really important in childhood trauma, especially because we're supposed to be kids. We're supposed to bring that kid up with us, and not leave it behind. It helps us be happier and more joyful and playful and just a whole person.
Yeah. I mean, we want to get the best experience we can out of being here on Earth, right?
Yes. Sometimes it's challenging, but
Oh, yeah, I know.
let's go on and make it as fun as possible.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. That's interesting. Wow. That's amazing. Just the fact that you're so intuitive. People, it's like a bonus, It's
Mhm.
not just a massage, it's like a bonus. So that's cool.
It
Yeah.
really is, because people will be, when I first started doing massage, as what I would consider my gifts kind of coming online and being honed and all of that, I was able to feel where they were hurting. And so I would intuitively go to those places and be able to work on them differently. I've never done what I consider a robotic, this is the way you do a massage. You know what I mean? You've been to those places where it's just like they're just making the motions. I've never been that person. I mean, I've always been wanting to help on a deeper level than that. And so as the years have passed, I kind of feel like I've gotten to a certain level where I'm really confident in knowing all of those aspects of my gifts. And so I think it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, I would think so. I definitely feel that way. It's very exciting. I think once people hear more about what you do, they should be interested, I would think, because you provide a different experience, than just a regular massage. And that's important. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And people ask me all the time. I mean, because I do have a little bit of a medical background, they will be able to bring what they have experienced so far in the Western world, and I understand that
Hmm.
on a different level than somebody that maybe doesn't have that background. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know what that disease is. I've, worked with it before. Okay, great. This is what needs to happen." I tell people I've learned the body from the inside out. I started with the bones, I worked with organs, muscles, tissues. Now I'm into fascia and consciousness and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
kind of from the inside out.
Do you work with any crystals or anything like that?
I do. I've got
Okay.
I have my Lemurian seed crystals right here. I work with essential oils. I truly believe in herbs and all of those things, plant medicine. I mean, God created all of this for us to utilize, and it's amazing what those essential oils can do.
Yeah, I know.
I
They're
mean,
wonderful.
they're
Mhm.
wonderful. I use them on my animals, I have lots of plants around. I garden because I believe in having some fresh food around. I'm building a food forest is what I like to call it. I wanna build a space where you can just take a little walk through the woods and you come across a blueberry bush and you pick you some blueberries. There's some blackberries or
Yeah.
a tomato, That to me is living, is great.
That is wonderful. You'll just be fighting with the animals, but okay.
I usually leave them.
Yeah.
It's amazing because I do have deer and raccoons
Mhm.
and possums and all the things out here. I leave them an offering, if one starts eating on it, I just leave it and let them
Yeah.
finish it. They gotta
Mhm.
eat too.
Yeah, that's true. They do. I know some people will plant, a little garden just for the animals because, depending on what you get, they're going to be, interested in whatever you're growing as well.
Right. That is so true.
So, how do you use the crystals? Do you place them certain places or how do you use the crystals?
Yeah, so I kind of do that intuitively as well. I actually have some larger crystals that have a little weight to them. So I almost use some of them as a third hand when I'm working on people. I will
Hmm.
lay it on their belly or at their feet or something like that. Sometimes we'll lay one here on the third eye. I actually have crystals in my bed that they lay on. And I also have something called source seeds are in there.
What are source seeds? What do they, I guess, what do they do? What?
So they are a quantum technology, meaning they hold a certain field of energy around them. And they're literally just these little guys. They're
Hmm.
actually they're actually magnetic, and so I put those in the bed, and they just help to clear the energy and provide a clean energy, zero pointed space. So they have certain metals in them. What people don't I wanna say people don't realize, but honestly, we're not taught this either. We are energetic, magnetic beings first. Without
Yes.
those 2 things, we wouldn't be alive. Your heart would stop beating,
Hmm.
literally. So when we clean that field of
Hmm.
ourself, it leads to healing. It leads to feeling better, feeling lighter in your body, less dense, less heavy, less stiffness. And so I use lots of different things. I play with things. So
Yeah, I
have
definitely love crystals as well. Essential oils you mentioned and also herbs. Do you use I guess essential oils when you're massaging someone and also
yes.
just like aromatherapy, would you say?
Yes.
And then the herbs, how do you use those? Do you use those
I have
methods, you
them
say?
planted everywhere. I do encourage people to, you can do something simple like maybe you're not feeling the best. You can put a sprig of rosemary in your water and drink on it all day long. And you are getting some antibacterial, antiviral properties coming out of that rosemary in a very micro dose, so to speak. So I encourage people to drink teas and things like that.